My name is Trish Ware, and I am obsessed with all things pregnancy and birth, and helping you to navigate both the practical and the magical seasons of this journey called motherhood. I'm an all-day coffee-sipping mama of 7. I've had the amazing privilege of delivering many babies in my 15-plus year career as a labor and delivery nurse and as a mama of 7. I'm here to help you take the guesswork out of childbirth so you can make the choices that are right for you and your baby. Quick note, this podcast is for educational purposes only and does not replace your medical advice. Check out our full disclaimer at the bottom of the show notes. Hello. What are 3 power moves that you can do for your birth? And part of this is coming from a conversation that I had with an attorney who works on childbirth cases. If you have an attorney working on childbirth cases, it's not a good situation. You guys get that, right? I want to ask you a question. What do you think is one of the most powerful things you can do to prevent birth trauma? What do you guys think is like one of the most powerful moves you can make? And I'm not making this up. This is fact. What is one of the most powerful things you can do to keep yourself from having a traumatic birth experience? One that involves interventions and devastation even. Prepare and speak up for yourself. So what do you mean by prepare? Let's break that down because you're getting close. Definitely need to advocate. Education. This is why I do what I do. This is why I took myself out of the labor room and started teaching what I know to be true, the truth, revealing the secrets that are hidden from you. You have to know your options. And the only way you can know your options is if you're educated. So imagine, if you will, that an option is presented to you by a doctor or a nurse, and you don't know what the heck she's talking about, and you don't know what the alternatives are, and you don't know why it's normally used, and you don't know what it's used for. You're going to say yes, I promise you. What if you had been educated and you said no to that one intervention? The whole course of your birth has changed. The attorney that I talked to who works on birth cases told me that the number one common thread with all of the cases is Pitocin. So imagine, if you will, that a labor nurse who administers Pitocin, who knows the order, who has studied pharmacology, tells you when and why you should accept it or refuse it. You have just taken yourself out of that common thread of people who end up in baby childbirth cases with trauma. Knowledge is power. Don't you know how we're like, oh, I love you, I love that, I love this, and we've really watered down the term I love you. I think we've really watered down the term knowledge is power. But when it comes to your birth experience, knowledge is everything. And I will say that till I'm blue in the face. I pray to goodness you choose my birth class. I know you're here for a reason. I pray that you join our birth classes. The reason we do these special enrollments is to encourage more of you guys to join us, because our goal here, mine and my doulas, my entire team, is to change the birth culture so that you don't need an attorney for your childbirth. I don't want that for you, because that means something really horrible went down, right? So your very first power move, education. Not just any education, an evidence-based birth class that is going to teach you enough so that you can understand your options and know how to navigate that. Now, my birth classes come with weekly coaching with a labor nurse and doulas. You cannot get better than that. Okay, so your first power move is education. What do you think your next power move is? What's the next thing that is, okay, so she told me that the common thing that all of her cases have is Pitocin in common. All of these trauma cases, all of these terrible litigation cases, Pitocin. Okay. The one thing they all have in common that they didn't have, what do you guys think it was? What do you think that the majority of the people who don't end up, now we've already said, she said one thing is a childbirth class, taking a good childbirth class. That's one thing they don't have in common. The other thing is educated support people that are there just for them. So AKA a doula or a virtual doula, like we offer. $49, you can add on a virtual doula option. Cannot beat that. You add on your labor bat signal, $49, you have a doula in your room. She said that of all the cases she's done, and she works for the hospital and the doctors, you guys, she's their lawyer, not the mama's lawyer, she's theirs. She said that all of these clients, none of them have a doula. So does that make a case for having a doula? If you can't afford an in-person doula, then you have options like we offer, our labor bat signal, where you have a group chat on Telegram with me and 2 doulas to help you navigate those choices, just to have some extra support. Obviously, we're not giving you medical support. We're giving you physical and mental and emotional support to make the right decisions. That's so important. Okay, the third power move that you have got to get solid. And I talked about this on the live today because this is so important to me. And this is why all of the modules in my birth class are infused with this part, is mindset. It's the mental part of birth. The more worked up, the less knowledge you have, the more worked up you'll get, the more anxious you'll get, the more fearful you get, the more easy you'll be to be bullied and coerced. So when you get the knowledge along with that, you have to work on your mindset. So my full birth program works on 3 parts. We've got 3 parts. You've got the knowledge, the mindset, and then the ability to speak up, the willingness to advocate for yourself. None of them work on their own. They all have to be melded to get to that middle sweet spot, which is bold, empowered, and knowledgeable. And that's the goal of Calm Labor Confident Birth class. We want to get you to where not only are you knowledgeable, you also believe in the power of your body, you believe in your rights, and you're willing to advocate for yourself and your baby. Hey there. I hope you enjoyed this short little shorty short that I did on Instagram, talking about 3 of the most powerful moves you can make to have your best birth. If you do not believe me at this point, if you do not know your options, you don't have any. Educate yourself, empower your support team, and work on your mindset because you are a freaking birth queen. Okay, you guys, have a great day. As always, hit subscribe, write a review, and I'll see you again next Friday. Bye for now.